This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
Good morning, I'm Mark Thompson with your morning update from ABC15 Arizona. A developing story as police investigate a shooting in Tempe Friday night. A man was shot in the head at a popular sandwich shop. Tempe police were called to the Chiba Hut, that's near University and Hardy, where they found a 40-year-old man fighting for his life. Right now, police are working to find evidence and find that shooter. That shooting just miles away from where Tempe police officers found a car in a canal. The person or people inside took off just before officers arrived, and now investigators are trying to figure out if these two incidents are related. Well, there's another blow for Arizona's troubled prison system. Lawyers for thousands of prison inmates, they filed paperwork in federal court yesterday, and they're asking a judge to take over the state's prison health care system by appointing a federal receiver. The inmates' lawyers allege that prison officials are still failing to provide an acceptable level of medical care. That's despite a settlement agreement in a 2012 class action lawsuit. Now, the judge also has an option to fine the Department of Corrections $1.2 million for contempt of court. Lawyers for the prison says that they shouldn't be fined because they've made significant health care improvements. The state's Board of Regents is asking for $165 million from the state to make Arizona's universities more competitive. That money would go towards workforce development, learning centers, financial aid, and several other items.
From ABC 15.
Your most accurate forecast.
I'm Nohelani Graff tracking a big warm up for your Saturday. We do have an excessive heat warning in effect across Maricopa County, stretching out to the west areas past Wickenburg. In fact, hour by hour, we're into the 90s by 8 o'clock this morning, mid 90s by 10 o'clock, hitting those triple digits through lunchtime and then soaring to our high today of 108 degrees between 3 and 5 o'clock this afternoon. We'll also see some breezes throughout the afternoon, but we could see some 20-mile-an-hour gusts occasionally here as storms around the valley start to fire up in the second half of the day. We're also slow to cool down too by 1 o'clock in the morning, still in the 90s. 108 the forecast high for today. Then those breezes help drop our temperatures tomorrow into the low 100s. 102 the forecast high. We got a 20% chance of rain overnight Sunday into Monday. Then we really increase those storm chances. 40% on Monday as lows drop into the upper 90s. We're down into the mid 90s by Tuesday and into Wednesday, when storm chances Tuesday are at 50%. We stay in the 90s through the end of the work week on Friday. Those triple digits do look like they may return, but will at least stay in the low 100s, with overnight lows for much of the week taking us down into the 70s. We're going to have another update for you later this afternoon, but until then, you can always stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and traffic on our website, abc15.com, or by clicking on to our ABC 15 mobile app. Make it a great day.
This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.